Yes, legends, welcome back to the channel. We have a very special video today. I've actually got the CEO and founder right now from Plutus. He's in a hotel room in London. Lots of stuff happening, so I managed to catch him on his travels. But yeah, guys, this is a product I actually use every single day. The reason I got them on the show is I want to bring this to you guys in the community, on the MDX community, because I use this every single day. I love the product. I think I've had it for like 3 years, pretty much using it on all crypto card payments and stuff like that. But we'll get into that in a minute. Crypto card and overall banking kind of ecosystem in crypto. But welcome, man. How's it going? You're obviously busy. You're in a hotel or Airbnb right now. How's it going in London? And yeah, just a little bit of word from you, the CEO and founder.
Yeah, thanks for the intro. It's been going really well. Just been quite really busy with work, but at the same time traveling as well, also for work. So yeah, it's busy
Caught
times.
you, man.
Yeah.
We caught you. Yeah, it's bear market, but I think a lot of the building gets done in bear markets. But let's just jump straight into it because you said you've got lots of announcements, lots of things happening, and lots of questions to be asked. Just for anyone who doesn't know, though, the company is called Plutus, and there we go. You're back. It's called Plutus, and I know it as like the Plutus debit card system. But for anyone who doesn't know, what is Plutus, and like what do you offer to crypto people as a whole?
Well, not just crypto people. Our mission is to improve the day-to-day experience of everyone who spends money to buy groceries, etc., with their debit cards, which is pretty much every other person. And the way to do it, instead of offering a traditional reward system like many in-store reward cards or let's say American Express, the vision was to enable people to have the same bank-like experience, but also earn rewards based on crypto, which can be more than offered in any other platform. And the reason we're able to achieve that because we created our native token, Pluton Rewards, and which has enabled us to grow to 100,000 customers. And the aim is to, take that to international market and get to 1 million customers and so on.
Yeah. Because I was saying I use the card every single day. I actually get, I think, 8% back on everything I purchase. So thanks for that, mate. I'm appreciating the GOAT level, on the card rewards.
Well, I would say you don't have to thank us. Is the reward pool, the concept of it is created for the community and for them. So the ecosystem is run by them. So when you are stacking towards the GOAT level, which gives you 8%, it just contributes to the ecosystem and it just allows people to be able to do this for much longer. And the aim is to be able to increase the sustainability from 20 years to over a few decades to 100 years. And
Nice,
I'll go into it later on in the chat and talk.
Yeah. Well, you should take some credit, mate, because you built the platform. So I wouldn't have access to it if it wasn't for you. So I'd say 8% is, yeah, you take some credit for that. But I'd say, yeah, I've been using every single day pretty much Plutus, the card. I use it abroad because it's one of the only places I can quickly get money in. You get a sort code account number bank, which is really cool for me as a British user. That sort code account number is amazing, which if you know what that is, guys, if you're English. And then the payments and the rewards is just really easy, even abroad. I've had problems with like crypto.com before, like my card got swallowed or it didn't work in a certain machine. Never had any issues with Plutus. So really great product. And like, yeah, the kind of next question I want to do with the whole thing is, the Plu token is one part of it, but you said that it's not always aimed at the Plutus users. Like, are you trying to say it's more of a merge between the two systems?
Well, for Pluton Rewards, the concept of that was also just not to reward, crypto savvy customers. The aim is to introduce this to the mass market, people who don't know anything about crypto, who've probably heard of it in the news or maybe maybe they got excited during the bull market and they've started asking their friends how to do this, or maybe during the bear market with all the bad news, but everyone knows about it in some way or another. So we wanted to create a platform where it allows anybody to sign up and be able to earn it without having to invest in crypto and get into the ecosystem indirectly without investment, which is basically all the other platforms, which is what they encourage you to do. So we wanted to be different and create a system where you don't have to invest in crypto to get on the ladder. You just can start using this card as you normally would and earn on the go.
Yeah, I didn't even really know that. I thought it was more of a crypto based product because obviously maybe I'm just in the echo chamber of crypto, but you've obviously, that's the main thing with crypto is that like it won't be mainstream again. I've also put a banner below, guys, as well, so you can see you can get some free Pluton. So it's PLU. It trades on Coinbase, I think, actually, which is a pretty big exchange, obviously one of the biggest. I think that's where I saw it, but you can get Plu tokens as well. $10 of it into your account if you use my link below, guys. So it's a referral link, it's an affiliate link, but I love these guys, so I'm going to try and get you as many of you guys using the platform as possible with their card. And if I see those Plutus cards, if I ever see another guy walking around with a Plutus card, instant legend to me. I'm like, yo, clank the card, cheers, I'll buy you a pint, all that shizzum and izza. But
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but your dad is a Plutus card holder as well.
Yeah, you were saying earlier, yeah.
He wrote in to our co-founder Jasper on LinkedIn, and he wrote a very, very nice, humbling message to him, showing his support. So that was quite nice.
But I actually didn't know that till today. So yeah. He's I'll send him a message later. He loves it because my dad. It's a great actually case study, to be honest, because my dad's like a boomer generation. So he hasn't been as easily to adapt to crypto like most older people generally, just new technology. And he has managed to be using it easily. He understands the sort code account number system. He gets the rewards. And it is pretty much just showing that your product is actually what you just said at the beginning. It's not 100% you have to be crypto savvy. You can just use it as anyone. And my dad's probably a good example of that. So I think
I'm actually quite surprised that, we were with the last version of the app that we were able to capture that side of the market. Because that's like the long-term vision of ours, and hence why we're going through some transitions this year in order to improve our app to be able to deliver more bank-like features, so we can attract more of these kind of type subset of customers.
And let's talk about the USA partnership. Well, not the USA partnership, but getting into the US market, because I think it's already happened, right? Or what's the level you're at right now with it? So getting these cards into the US.
Well, it's. If you are a Plutus customer for a long time, like especially in the part of the community, you would know that we announced this long time ago that we wanted to be already launched there. But based on ground reality, sometimes you have to adjust plan based on seeing, as I said, the ground realities were that we had to improve parts of the app, which meant to be able to scale easier. So we changed our partners, service providers. So we're now going through a transition, which is almost complete, 80% complete. The remaining few parts are like Google Pay and Apple Pay and the physical card deliveries, which are like our biggest priorities right now. And before the end of the year, we're set to deliver those. So the app will be fully functional in the way we wanted to since the first time we kind of wrote the white paper, to be able to allow every single person, not just crypto savvy or tech savvy people, to be able to use their debit card and earn crypto in the process, and be able to use them externally. So all the Web3 features come into a Web2 kind of app. So you want to make it easier. So once we achieve this, the next plan is obviously US. The US, we've already got an approval to launch our debit card, and we've got a partnership in place. For our rewards token, we have got a classification as a utility token in the US, but we are going through additional necessary legal hoops in order to make sure that we don't have any fallbacks later on, so we can issue rewards to our customers in the US as well. So this is the last, on the legal front. But however, on the development front, we're going to be fully focused in developing the US side of the app in next year, and then hopefully launch sometime next year in the US. At least just the reward cards of it. If we can't launch the if we can't launch the rewards aspect of it, we will just launch our debit cards feature there first.
Yeah, because I think, I've been in the community. I did hear about it a while ago, but it's just the same thing with the US. There's different regulators, different things, bigger country. Like England is still got similar structures, and I actually think the English banking system is pretty good compared to the US system, but that's probably why it's taken a little bit longer. It's just a bit
I personally, as running the business, I would say England, for governance reasons, is probably the best place to run a company, even though regardless of the taxes and so on. I wouldn't change it, and I would like to keep it that way for long term. In terms of US, it's slightly more complicated because there's not so much clarity. But however, I feel like you don't need so much legal clarification, which is what the crypto industry is asking for. Like I've always seen the rules quite simple. Even before the token sale that we did in 2016, we were very careful with our marketing language. We never sold it as a get-rich-quick scheme. It was always a reward token, an in-app game token. Could not have a utility outside, could not be seen as a currency. And we were very, very careful of that. And hence why we are, I think, one of the very few tokens who have that utility token classification in the US. So we're not worried about it on that aspect. And, we as founders don't look over our shoulders for doing anything wrong. So it's good.
Well, I've had the tokens for a long time. I've been accumulating them as well because obviously you don't want to talk about price. That's absolutely fine. I'll talk a little bit about it. Like I would say, you know, the exchanges it's on with the potential liquidity which could come in at the market cap it is at. You know, I always do say it's a great investment for me. I'm invested in it. I think it will grow because the token is kind of linked to almost the success of the project because people need to own it, to stake it, to have it. You know, there's a real demand there, and they will hold it. So supply is coming off, and the demand of it increasing, users will go up. So I've said this from the beginning on my channel. I chart it on my YouTube channel and stuff because I think not as a tradable asset. You know, I'll just say it's an investment. You know, just put it in, hold it, wait for the users to come. Well, it's like this. You know, it can go up. You know, I would say even a normal company, 100,000 users is pretty good. And then if you can get as the bull market comes in, these numbers can go up so quickly, man. Like we've seen.
Yeah, well, it's hitting. It's like you are in crypto. You understand how acquiring users and pushing the numbers up work. Like for example, it's never been a problem for us to work with market makers to make our native token be traded externally as top 100 coin, right? So it's very easy. And to get to 1 million customers is quite easy as well through all the referrals and all the other schemes that other companies run. But we didn't want to be part of that because we wanted to build something organic. And what I always predicted or preempted regulations being enforced in the future. So although all these companies that have progressed much further ahead, who even launched after us, I don't see them as a long-term competitor simply because a lot of rules have been broken along the way. So what happens in the future, when there are enforcements, which you are seeing now happening, it's going to be bad for the industry as a whole. But we feel quite safe as where we will be because we will be seen as an example of how to do things right and how to promote your native token. Organic, it's longevity, and being organic is the most important thing. So hence why we've kind of not interfered with what happens to external market conditions, and we've just left it to our customers. And even like, for example, right now, the sentiment is quite negative because of the difficulty adjustment, like raising requirements that we pushed out. We've seen some quite criticism towards it. But however, we, instead of us worrying about what's happening on the external markets, we trying to solve all the things that we need to do internally to satisfy all the to take away all the pain points that customers have, so we can see the continued growth that we had before.
Yeah, and if you don't know, guys, the difficulty adjustment is just the reward system. So you just increase basically the levels, the tiers, because you need to be like, this is just something I want to mention before you go. It's like the thing is with Plutus is that the reason I feel comfortable with you guys is because of these reasons. It's a UK based company, which I always like. It's got good regulation. You haven't managed to pump the price of the token weirdly and then it dumps. It's all been pretty clear and hasn't felt like there's a lot of I last bear market and last bull market, I had hundreds of card companies messaging me to do videos saying this is your allocation, this is how much you're going to get, pumping and dumping tokens. None of them are really here, or they might be, or they're just negligible users. So I think it's really important, man, like to be in it for the long term, because I was just having a conversation with my friend about this, electric cigarettes, right? I literally used to smoke like one of the 15 years ago, I had an Enjoy one. Like, if everyone knows the company Enjoy, it was like the first mover advantage, and they are nowhere to be seen now. And then there's a company called Lost Mary, which just got valuated at $11 billion 15 years in. And that was just because they were building slowly the technology over the last 10 years. And now they're one of the biggest market owners. So like, it really goes to show, like, everyone's so hyper in crypto, they have ADHD. But just long term,
it's a very good point you mentioned before I forget the train of thought. Is like, we were the first ones in 2015 when I released a blog and then followed with a white paper that was concept of rewards card, and it was designed for Bitcoin at the time, because at the time you could not spend Bitcoin anywhere. And I used to run an exchange called Lazy Coins before that. I got into crypto in 2012, and then realized how amazing it was, and thought, instead of trading it, why not build shovels for the traders, for the miners, and saw the opportunity of building an exchange, jumped on that bandwagon. Let's say many exchanges were popping up. It was a Cryptsy at the time, MinPal, and I'm not sure if you were in the crypto scene at the time. Anyhow, they were.
I was like 2016. I was a 2016 guy.
Yeah, this is 13 and 14, and all these companies appearing all of a sudden, and you see they have crazy, insane volumes. And we struggled in that market, but then as I realized that all these new coins were launching, because I was kind of fresh to this as running a company or in the crypto industry, I realized that the way to succeed is to be able to work with all these new coins launching, work with the partners, and basically essentially pump and dump, and you trade against your customers. And that was one of the key reasons why I decided to stop that business, and I realized that exchange is not designed for me, especially if you're a business that's designed to be a custodian. So we created a white paper, wrote a white paper, released it. It went viral within the small community of Ethereum at the time. And the concept was creating a non-custodial platform which allows you to spend money with your debit card. And the non-custodial was very important for me because I saw how every single company was trying to force customers to deposit into their account. We didn't want to build a business based on customers' funds. We just wanted to take our subscription fee and scale that way. So now that I see every single competitor has focused on being a custodian, I feel less of a threat that we have, as competitors in this industry. So for me, only cards that are out there, for me personally, I see as competitors is someone like Monzo or Revolut. That's everyone else, especially in crypto, I see them as, they don't have longevity, especially in the way that they've run their business. So
Monzo, they sent me, I don't know how they are now because I kind of don't use them anymore. I just use other services. I've actually kind of debanked now. I have a few. You need a few, but I'm pretty much debanked. But they sent me a horrible email, I don't know, 2021, 22, being like, look, if you do any more transactions in crypto, we're going to close your account. They actually never did that, but it was just like, you know what I mean? It's just the same thing over and over again. So,
I mean, funny you say that. I haven't had a bank account from a high street bank since like 2015. I own a bank like app, but I don't have a bank account myself on a personal level because UK banks, and not because I was trading with an exchange or anything, simply because my name comes up related to crypto on Google search. I mean, this is the same kind of KYC email search that we have to perform, but this is not the criteria that we look for. But however, for banks, if you're related to crypto, somehow you get flagged. So.
Well, I talk about this all the time on my channel and stuff, but like it's just like the banks, it's just obvious. Like the more they scream and try and stop people using crypto, the more obviously they think it's a threat. So like companies like Plutus with that synergy between the banking and then the crypto side, I think it's a massive opportunity, mate. Like really, like not just to be like to be big in crypto, to be big in the world. This is a huge thing.
I believe so as well, and hence why we put our blood, sweat into this. We've been here. Me and Jasper joke about this all the time. We are one of the few founders in crypto where we're not millionaires. We don't have Lambos or anything like that. We don't have mansions. We're still struggling simply because we've been very prudent and put all the money that we've ever had into Plutus in order to building a company that is sustainable long term. And obviously we want success out of this. And the way to achieve success is to, once we hit mass market, millions and millions of users, we IPO and so on. So that way everyone can have a shared success instead of, a couple of founders only.
Yeah. And I think the topic I said before was the difficulty adjustment. So like, the community, we're kind of talking about that. Maybe we could do like for the last minute or two, just talk about the community questions, because anyone who's still watching this now obviously is a big user or, being in the community. So maybe answer some of the main key questions which the community have.
The community, they mainly they understand the transition. I mean, look, everybody wants to start using their card because before the card, our record high spending was 300 million at the end of towards the last year, and that's between 100,000 customers who are mostly all active. Those kind of active numbers were not seen anywhere else. Like for example, Solaris, our previous partner, said we were the highest activation rate amongst all their card services. That includes Binance Card as well. So a lot of users are upset because they're not able to spend the same way because they earn rewards. I understand that. We want it. It's not something in our hands. We've developed it. Google Pay, Apple Pay approval takes time, and the new plastic cards, especially if you manufacture for 100,000 customers, take up to 3 to 4 months delivery time. So these are the last few bits that we're waiting on, and we've offered up to like 30 or 40,000 in goodwill gestures to customers as a reward, for the inconvenience. And we've also started a reimbursement program about 3 weeks ago for all the complaints we were receiving, but surprisingly, no one applied to that. So, which is a good sign. You know.
Yeah, good man.
Before we carry on the DA front, difficulty adjustment, customers are unhappy because the requirements are being raised, but they value each of basically the valuation of each reward level has been done in the wrong way, because although it's self custody stacking, they've seen, because when we started in the risk averse market, we started with really low requirements, and we always knew once we hit a certain market size, we'll have to increase our requirements as we go along, not slashing the rewards, just increasing what the requirements are for sustainability. However, that's been seen as a bad news, and there's been criticism, and because of that, there's been a flood of misconceptions floating around, and so to address that, we paused DA and decided to go back to the drawing board and come up with a more comprehensive plan while taking the community on board. So the next decision or next plan will be introduced to them very soon, and this will be done with them being fully on board.
It's amazing, man. Yeah, really good answer there for the community. I think, guys, like as well, if you're watching this video, just go and get a card. Go and get an account. Go and get a card. This is a crypto. Well, I would say not crypto based, but has a crypto feel. This channel. So go grab a card, go get some spending, and just like support the projects which are going to be here for the long run, especially in this bear market and going to the next bull market. And
sorry, Ben, to pause you.
Man.
I just wanted to say, it's not just this bull market. I think we should be the community, and we are quite proud that we've been here since 3 bull markets, and especially the fact that we only ever raised $1 million in fundraising in our token sale, and we've been very prudent, and we've come really far, and now we're self-sufficient. And I don't think
some people raised like 300 mil when they were gone in 6 months. So it's a pretty massive feat.
Yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to highlight.
All the fucking scams. Yeah. No, I think there was some crazy ones. There was one in I had loads of card companies. I can't really remember the names of them, but I remember some card companies like, what was that one? Oh, it was called like it was an Indian one which everyone was hyping up that died. There was one from like the Eastern Europe called like, fuck it, I don't want to mention their names anyway because it'll destroy them even more. But like, man, it's it's about supporting the right things. And everyone who's watching this, go to the link below, guys. Get a card, use the cards, participate in the ecosystem, especially if you're in the UK, because we have a lot of problems in the UK banking system. Like, I won't go into that now. The whole Nigel Farage thing going on right now. But it's it's just a good alternative, a good place to be. Is there anything you want to end on, mate?
Just on the banking side, if you're in crypto and you have restrictions getting a bank account, like we don't discriminate. Like, we don't have that as a requirement at Plusus. You're free to open an account with us. It's not a bank account per se. It's basically an account access that we give you with a modular that we create for you on your behalf, but we decide on what the compliance on that looks like. But because we are crypto friendly, we make sure that everybody is able to access that freely.
Yeah. It's awesome to have you on, man. Really appreciate your time. I know you're busy and stuff, working hard in the bear market. We all are. Yeah. And
thank you for the support. It means a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I'll get my whole family. I'll get my sister, my dad, me, they'll all be putting in good words and comments for you, bro. So don't worry about it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Legend, man. Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.